Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to From the Horse's Mouth. I am your host, the Loyal Brony, and with me here tonight, I have my good friend, the Light Leaves the Light. How are you tonight?
I'm good, aside from being sick. But yes, I'm great. Thank you.
You're still
Loyal.
you're still breathing. That's always good.
Partially.
Yeah. Okay, so for those joining us here tonight, the Light Leaves the PMV maker extraordinaire, or something like that. It's been around since 2012. Is that right?
I've been making content since 2012. If we want an
Yeah.
exact data when I started chilling around the fandom, it was 2010.
Oh, damn. You've been in here. Wait, really? 2010.
Yeah.
Wow. I actually met someone at BronyCon this year who, him and his girlfriend both, 14 years, just so you know, they've been together since like middle school, which is incredible.
hmm
They knew about this happening, so they had like a whole like they kind of like planned for it. They watched like the season one premiere, and they've been in it since. And I met them at BronyCon, which was amazing to see that people are still like this dedicated to going and being involved. Um, so that was cool. But wow, 2010, that's you got me beat there. Anyway, Light is a good friend of mine who I've known for a very long time, since like
hmm
2013, maybe 14.
late 2012, early 2013. It was kind of around when Bernie Breakdown was still a thing.
Yeah,
We kind of made our own little group like Skype chat. It was like you, me, and a
dude,
few other people.
Julie and Joey and some other and Ira, I think her name was.
Yep, era.
Oh my god, dude! What I real talk though, Joey. Like I don't know what happened to him, and I'm kind of bummed because there was the last time we talked. We talked about Brony County. He said maybe next year, and then he dropped off of Skype. And I was just like, no, we
I met
lost. We lost him.
remember that I remember in 2014 I met Era and I didn't meet you and I was very sad about
I
that.
know dude, we wait. My group and I made I felt so bad. I made my friends wait for you at LobbyCon on Thursday. We ended up bumping into Saber instead later on our way back because we kind of not we didn't well yeah we gave up essentially because it was getting late.
Mhm.
And I felt more bad. I was like, yeah, okay, I don't want to make my friends wait just because of me, you know. So yeah, I remember that. We never got around to bumping each other beforehand. I bumped into Julie. So you saw Ira, I saw Julie. We didn't see each other. Wow, that's pretty funny. Um, so yeah, yeah, we've known each other for a while, and I think I asked you about this to do this back in late last year for
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
and you know what? I just realized, you know what? Yeah, I actually, a disclaimer for those watching, I apologize for my lack of uploads lately. I've been very busy with work and girlfriend and real life issues and girlfriend, and yeah, it happens, you know. And summer is crazy because I know it's like, oh, you're from college, but it's been a lot of money making and spending time with the girlfriend a lot. And the other thing too, just so you know, is I have the house myself this weekend because my family's away on vacation, so there's no need to worry about background noise or any other interruptions, which is another reason why I'm doing this tonight, and because I
Yeah.
knew Light would have no problem doing this semi short notice.
I wish I had the no background noise problem or non problem.
I'll tell you this, dude. Friends are better than family as a background noise.
Yeah. Well, a friend and a half.
Right,
I'm
half
kidding.
dad.
Uh,
But anyway, so Light, as he mentioned, has been making content for the fandom since 2012. All PMVs. He's, I believe, the founder of the Collaboratory project
I
or something like that.
founder, creator, head coordinator, head honcho, head dingus,
There you go.
king,
All those.
king of all the PMV peasants, etc., etc.
Yeah, there you go. So, needless to say, he's got a lot under his belt and is a great friend. So, um, I don't think I have any shots tonight, for anybody particular. I think I kind of covered those before earlier during the pre-stream anyway.
Mhm.
So, what are these friends you speak of? Let's see. So, I think we'll get right into it. So, we're gonna try a new format here, and I want to keep this nice and free form tonight. So, be very
Oh,
very laid back. So,
okay.
like as you were, I think you mentioned this earlier before we started, but I'm curious to hear. So, let's talk about your origins, how you became how the hell did you get involved with My Little Pony?
Oh God. Okay, so there's a certain website with a four-leaf clover that I
Uh,
used to frequent quite a bit. And there was a certain board that I used to frequent quite a bit. And this board had a thread about a new show called My Little Pony Friendship's Magic.
hmm.
And I'm reading all these comments from people that are just like, oh my God, why is this show so good? Why the fuck do I like this? Yada, yada, yada. Basically, I lurked on the original Fortran thread where the whole My Little Pony thing started, and I kind of just got caught in that mess and just kind of got swept up to it from there. I kind of was on the down low for it a little while, because I was just like, yeah, this is pretty cool, And then like I saw that like the community really start to sprout, and I'm like, whoa, what the hell is going on? I looked like because I just kind of looked away for a little bit, and then I looked back, and I'm just like, oh my god, there's conventions for this, and granted, I was. I shouldn't be saying this, but I was 16 when I first started watching the show, and far too young to be on this aforementioned website. But whatever.
Mm.
Um, and I it was kind of like I was already making like GMVs, which stand for game music videos, and AMVs, which everyone knows, anime music videos. I was doing those since 2009, and then like it just took a couple of years for me to really say, you know what, maybe I should start trying to make stuff first, because I saw a bunch of like random videos start popping up. I was like, you know what, let me give this a try. This seems fun. And then I made my horrible, horrible, horrible first PMV ever made, which I don't believe is on YouTube anymore. I believe I deleted it because it's so embarrassing. For those of you that don't want to know, for those of you that just need a TLDR about how terrible this video it is, it ends with my first original OC, which was a alicorn that was dark blue and yellow. That's all you need to
Made with
know.
the pony creator.
Made with the pony creator with the Keyblade cutie mark. And a cape. And a cape. And yeah, it just kind of evolved from there. I just really started just kind of chugging away at videos. I was just like, I'm having fun with this. This is pretty fun. And fast forward 7 years later, and I'm still here. uh,
Wow. So this was
I
all in
was
2010.
well, no, this kind of spreads over because like 2010, and then I started making stuff in 2012, like late 2012. And then
Mm-hmm.
2013 is when I released Princess Sparkle, because that was in response to the infamous Twilight becoming an Alicorn episode, and it was an emotionally charged PV, and people really liked it. They didn't get that many of those back then,
Mm-hmm.
so mine just kind of stood out, and it just kind of blew up. I gained like 1,000 subscribers in 1 week. It was insane.
And you
That was
made
back when.
you
That
had.
was back when you. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that if I read the annotation right when I was looking over that, you had only 350 something subs when you made
I
that.
went back and a year later, I had like 3.5K or something like that, and I was like, like I had like multiplied my fan base by 10 or 100. Yeah, wait, no, 10. I can't math. I suck at math. There's a reason I make videos instead of doing something that actually takes effort.
Yeah, but
But yeah, so I was 16 when I started watching the show. I'm 23 now. God help me.
God, I just turned 22, and I technically started when I was 16, but like it was like 16 and a half really. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's heard my story before, so I'm going to refrain from indulging them again with it as much as I'd love to. Maybe one day when I get my own interview. um, anyway, so all right, yeah, 4chan. That seems to be the general consensus for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Wasn't for me, but again, people. I think if those who follow me actually already kind of know that. Did the years leave thee? Did the years leave thee?
Here they come the puns. Yeah.
Oh my god. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna get this one out of the way here since people are gonna be staring at it for a while now. You have two
Mm-hmm.
ponies on the screen here, my friend. It's
Yep.
time to choose.
No, I
Uh,
refuse.
you refuse?
I refuse. I go back and forth on it because let's see. When I first got into the show, Dash was my favorite. She was just kind of like my role model, quote unquote, of sorts, because she was just kind of the person I wanted to be in some aspects, and still a few aspects she kind of is. But it just became less of me like desiring to be kind of like this character, and decided that I was going to latch onto a character that just made me happy and that I enjoyed, and that just wound up becoming Pinkie Pie because I just really, really, really enjoy her character. Every time she's on screen, she makes me giggle. And not even if she's saying anything funny or random or whatever. She's just such. I don't get how people can hate this character. She's so full of like everything she does just makes me incredibly happy. And the only other character in the show that does that is Starlight.
Hmm.
Because Starlight, out of the whole cast, just kind of is like the one person, the one character that actually just like her convictions as a character and everything that she does, just like it feels more so like a real like Starlight could very easily be a real person for me personally when I'm looking at the personality trait she has. I'm just like that could be someone that would be a real person and she would be a person that I would be friends with. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I can't choose between the two. I love them both for incredibly different reasons, but also it helps that main designs, dude. Main designs.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Starlight was a kind of cool villain when she was a villain, and then when she got reformed in that new main style came out, I was like, oh my god, I'm in love.
Yes, yes. It's funny because see, for me, in a way, not completely directly, but Starlight is me. Um, I don't. I think may have indulged just a little bit during my interview that I did with D, but when the Glim Glam got reformed, I had hit a incredible down point in my life, a kind of rock bottom moment, and it was through there that I started kind of trying to work my way back up to where I once was, or some semblance of it. And as this was happening, I'm watching Glimmer go through her own process of like reformation and forgiveness. So, needless to say, that kind of really emulate it was happening alongside me with my own struggles. So that really sets a tone to relate to a character. And as you said, yeah, main designs. At first, I'll admit she is definitely, when she was a villain in season 5, she was one of my favorites without a doubt because of the fact that she was no crazy mythical creature like Tyrek or Discord. She was just simply an opponent with misguided ideals. And I remember, yeah, when the main style change happened at first, I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. But then I kind of digested a bit, and now when I look at it, it's like, yeah, no, new main style or GTFO.
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, Glims is a great character, and honestly, like I think you might be my doppelganger now as far as pony waifus go because I too started with Dash. Like if the name didn't give it away already, and then
Ow.
Pinky was always a close second for me, but I think with later seasons her episodes intrigued me more, so I became more for her. And then Glims happened. It's for me,
Yeah.
it is Glimmer all the flipping way.
I'm
But
I'm all over the place because I normally am just like most people are just like I have one favorite character. That's the one I identify with. Yada yada yada. And me personally, it's just like it's always been a tie between three. When I first got into the show, it was Dash. It
mhm.
was like Dash, Twilight, and Shining Armor. Like yeah,
Really, Shining.
yeah.
That's
It was like
interesting.
Dash. Yeah, I don't know. I just really liked Shining Armor when I first started watching the show. I just really liked Shining Armor, even though he had all of 2 episodes or one episode, two. I'm thinking around 2013ish area because I was just stuck on Dash for the longest time,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I hear
like
you.
I go through periods where it's just like there's certain characters that just like really help me like be happier and stuff because I want basically it's like when I'm not feeling that well I just pop on an episode
I
and
feel you,
like
man.
I'll always have like a three that I'm like really into. In like 2014 into like 2015, my trio was Pinky, Twilight, and AJ.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like Pinky, Starlight, and Ember.
Emperor. Okay.
And she's not
You
even a
know,
pony, so she doesn't count. So if I had to pick another character, it'd probably be like I
I
don't know.
I once interviewed a guy who rationalized how Spike was a pony. So like, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Ember can totally be a pony, so I'll accept it.
You interviewed the legend that is Tom Spiegel.
Um, Chaotic Harmony, I think was his name actually, unless that's his real
No,
name.
no, but
No.
uh, uh, I guess the third one right now would be Fluttershy. I don't know why. I'm just finding her really cute right now.
Hmm.
I go through phases, but it's just like Pinky. Pinky's always going to be up there for me, just because she's a character that I love so goddamn much. And then
Nice.
Starlight is just kind of a new obsession, just because it was like character first, and then like the new reformed main design just kind of sealed it for me. And then like I compare how much money I've spent on merch for each of them, and it's kind of equal now.
Wow.
I've
Impressive.
only bought is it? I've bought like two things for Starlight, and I've spent as much money on her as I have for Pinky.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So, okay, so Nick's the one that you deleted. We just kind of talked about it a little bit briefly before. So technically, the first full PMV you made was, "Is It Everything You Dream, Princess Sparkle?" Correct?
Yep, yep.
Which currently, I believe, is sitting also still as your most viewed one on your channel.
I I don't believe that's ever gonna get topped.
Mm,
I don't know. We'll see,
yeah.
but
Okay. So interestingly, so as you said, that kind of really exploded your subs and kind of pushed it through to like essentially, what do you say, times 10? Let's just say times 10 of your numbers,
yeah.
um, which is no easy feat for sure. And so I guess let's dig into what you were thinking going on with that. So I imagine obviously it was spawned on by Alicorn Twilight, Twilicorn incident, as some people like to call it.
Yeah.
And so I guess that really is like, so that would that you consider that a reflection of your thoughts on the issue or the what happened?
So, I live in Minnesota now, but I used to live in Maryland. I used to actually live like 10 minutes away from BronyCon. And when the season finale of season 3 happened, I was at a convention called KatsuCon down in DC.
Okay.
And we watched the episode when it premiered, and I was around two people. Um, One guy was hugely obsessed with Twilight. He loved Twilight so much. That was his favorite character, yada, yada, yada. And another guy who just kind of casually watched the show. He wasn't like huge into it. He was more into anime and stuff, but he just was casually, watching the show. And they had like two incredibly different reactions to it. Twilight Lover, of course, was angry. He was very angry about it. He didn't like it. He didn't like the episode, thought the episode was garbage. Still to this day swears it's the worst episode of MLP, which is just stupid, but that's just my opinion. And then the other guy was like, that was a really well made episode. I enjoyed that. That was a good musical episode. All the music was good. And I was just like, something about it clicked. I was just like, this is a big moment for the show in general. And I was just like, this means something to me, but I got to figure out what it means. So I immediately whip out my phone and I start listening to the music I had. And just like, what would work? What would work? What would work? Because I'm just like, I need something to work as some sort of backing track for a memoir, and it needs to be kind of fast paced and whatnot. And it came across Crystallized by Lindsay Sterling. And I was like, that's it. I'm going to go home and make it.
Mm.
And I got home from the con that Sunday night and sat on the idea for a few days. Just kind of was just like, okay, how am I going to do this? And I do a lot of how my artistic like approach to how I make videos basically goes is I will sit on an idea for months, sometimes even years, before I actually sit down and make the video. And when I make the video, it's usually done in 1 or 2 days, or sometimes 3 days. But I will just, for lack of a better word, I will just theory craft and go, okay, this is how I want it to go. This is how the pacing should go. And I'll write down notes, everything else. And that's kind of what happened with that one. And I sat down on like Wednesday that week, and then the following Friday had it uploaded on YouTube. And basically, how it was is I just wanted it to be I wanted to be a journey of sorts, where it's just like, hey, here's all the highlights of what happened to Twilight leading up to this moment. And the fact that the song, it was popular, the show was very popular at the time, and just, everyone's emotions were all over the place. I was so surprised back then, because like I got like a post on EQD, although it was a group post, but no one was talking about any other PMV in that post, which I felt bad about, actually, because I thought I go back and I look at that and I'm like, these videos were good. Like, I'll sometimes go back and look at that and all the comments are about my video. Yeah. And it's just like, at the time I was like, holy crap, because on my previous YouTube channel, because LightLeavesThee was basically a channel that I started right after I closed my other one, because I'm just like, I closed the other one because of dumb, stupid depression drama stuff. And then I opened the new one, and that was like one of the first videos I uploaded on it. And the old channel had about, I want to say 700 subscribers at most. And I've been on that channel for a good 2-3 years and just steadily editing, and that was all I was able to amass. So it's just like, at the time, it was a lot of people to me. And then, like, by the end of that week, I had, had more than that. And it was just like, whoa, like, what's happening? I go back and I look at that. I'm like, no wonder this blew up. I personally feel like the video is badly edited, but that's just because I didn't know what I was doing at the time. But it doesn't surprise me that it blew up, because it just kind of capitalized on emotional overtones. And I could talk about that video all day and how much I've come to despise it, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for it.
I know what you mean, dude. I've been there with our first works aren't always our favorites, but I mean, sometimes they make a difference.
Yep.
Okay. So then from beyond that with that, we have your next one, which, or not your next one per se, but I was kind of doing it based on like, well received. What was it called? The
Counting Stars?
Probably that one.
I know off the top of my head what my most popular videos
okay,
are. But
then that one for that too. So that,
yeah,
I was looking at that at that point. As you kind of said, your subs were about at 3.8 now. That's about, you're at what, 6.7 now?
What, when I made that video, or
No,
what I'm at currently?
The one that you made was your 3.8, but now you're at about 6. I gotta pull this up. I should have had this up. I'm so sorry.
For Counting Stars, I was probably kicking around somewhere around 4K subs.
Yeah, and now, you're almost at, no, sorry, you're almost at 10,000.
I was gonna say what I'm currently at. I'm almost.
I have it on my notes. I'm looking in the wrong spot. I'm. Good job,
so
me. Good job, Loyal. Okay, so. Okay, so to basically, well, my point is that video was released about a year, like, fast forward about a year into early 2014. Now there, you've quite capitalized, as you said, and quite increased your viewership. So, with that, how anything like, how is that like changed a year later? Like, any things that you've done, like a yearly review, like what did you, in your own words, what you improved upon, that kind of helped to further your channel?
So basically, Princess Sparkle was like kind of a happy accident. It was completely different from everything else I'd ever made up to that point. It was nothing like what I had made before. Everything I had done before, it just like, knowing what I make today is really funny to hear this, but everything I made was focused on effects. What effect can go here? What text can go here? What sparkle effect can go here? That's all my videos were. Back in the AMV days, GMV days that I did, that was all I did. I didn't do anything else. And then I decided, here's a incredibly emotionally charged video with like lots of zooms and actually like pretty drawn back effects. Like there are some effects in there, but like that just kind of like aids like the narrative of the story along. So I don't know. The video after that, like I can even real quick year in review everything I did after that. So like the next PMV I did was like, I think it was "Mommy, What Happens to Ponies When We Die," which is in retrospect was a terrible name for a video. No wonder it flopped. But basically it was just like, it was a video about pony heaven, and I'm just like thinking out of the box because I'm just like, oh my god, like this is fun. I can think about all these different concepts that I've never really thought of doing with other footage before. Like this is interesting. And then
In
I
your defense, the
made
title actually is what made me click on it. So I was like,
I'm sorry.
I was like, this sounds interesting.
Yeah. And I did. Ozone brings up a good point. I'm looking at the chat. Ozone brings up a good point. I used a lot of TV Simulator back in the day.
Never heard of that one. What is that?
So derailing the topic for a second, TV Simulator is basically a basic effect in Sony Vegas that you can just drag and drop on it, and it kind of like quote unquote does a TV simulation. It's terrible. Don't ever use it. It looks awful.
Okay. Okay.
There are things that you can do with it that look okay, but it's just like you have to know what you're doing with it. But just overall, just there are better static effects, there are better TV simulation effects. Don't use TV.
Were you using the preset light? It's okay. I won't tell.
Yes, I was.
Oh wait, actually,
I also
actually that's a lie. I will tell. This is live.
Yeah. I mean, I had a couple presets that I made myself because I'm not a person to just take things that were given to me and just put them in. I like try to tinker around with things a little bit, but yeah, I used a lot of presets. But so Mom is What Happens to Ponies When They Die. I get the concept I was going for, but the video doesn't translate it that well. I don't know why it won Best in Show at Everfree Northwest 2013, but it did. That was like the first award I ever won for editing ever, and I was there in person to get it, and I was just like, whoa, what the hell?
Unexpected.
Yeah, it was really unexpected. It placed like they had like the top 10 videos, and like Princess Sparkle was number 3, and then some I can't remember what video it was by Lord Pony, but he got second place, and then I got first. It was like fourth through first was just 2 editors. It was Lord Pony and myself.
Wow.
But and then after that I kind of went into a lone. Oh yeah, I was practicing for the I was messing around with After Effects, and I at the time am editing on this i5 laptop that I've had since 2009. It's not a fantastic laptop. It's pretty the XL PMV. We'll get to that in a bit. Because I actually know the guy that made that. But I'm editing on this laptop that wound up causing a meme at BronyCon 2015. The Don't Stop meme. The Don't Stop meme, which basically this laptop is a
thing.
We'll talk about that.
Okay,
we'll talk about that when we get there.
Go right ahead.
But basically, this laptop is a piece of crap, and I'm trying to learn how to do After Effects on it. And it was a trying experience because this laptop has seen much better days. And this is in 2013. This is like when the laptop's only like 2 or 3 years old at this point. And we're keeping going along, and I made a Shapes PMV during that phase where every PMV had something to do with motion graphics. I had no idea what I was doing. I submitted it to the BronyCon PMV contest that year. Surprise to absolutely no one, it did not place.
Is this? Did they just not call it the Eclipse theme?
Oh God. I mean, it wasn't even Eclipse that caused it though at this time, because this is 2013. This is when Eclipse was kind of on the rise, but not too many people knew who he was. This was the Feedsy phase. This is when everyone wanted to be Feedsy.
Feedsy. God dang, you're bringing me back.
Yeah.
That's right. Eclipse is kind of the successor to Feedsy. Now, that's
fun fact. I've sent this video that I'm talking about. I sent it to Feedsy. And I was like, hey, don't know really what I'm doing with this kind of stuff, but what do you think of this? He's like, oh, this is really cool.
Huh.
I think I screen capped that and have it somewhere on Imgur. Like I was like, oh my god, because Feedsy was like my idol. I loved Feedsy so much. But and then after that, my laptop just, for lack of a better term, just shit a brick. It just would not, it would not, you know, do too much. So I started doing what I at the time called these art house PMVs, which was a terrible name. Basically, I was just taking dialogue from random TV shows and setting them to ponies, and they were like these weird, these depressing, sad PMVs. And they
Mm.
were only like a minute and a half long at most. I made two of those, and I think that's how, actually, if he's still in the chat, I think that's how Oscar or Ozone found me. Is he saw one of those? And he's like, "This is kind of cool," and I was like, "Oh, okay, hey." But and it's just like after that, I was like, I made some random TV for Halloween. It was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star from Dead Space, and that went nowhere. And after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of editing on this piece of crap. I'm gonna get a really nice laptop, or not laptop, desktop. So I went to Best Buy and got a desktop that was like $500 and had some decent specs on it, and I've just been chucking shit at it ever since then to improve it.
Mm-hmm.
And that pretty much rounds up 2013. I didn't do much of anything else after that. And then 2014 rolled around, and I just steadily chipped away at Counting Stars, because Counting Stars was big from like the end of 2013 into all of 2014. That was just a really big song, and I just admitted, I think I just uploaded that like right at the peak of its popularity, where everyone knew the song at that point, and I think that's why that video caught on so well. That was, I think, the first video I released in 2014. So,
Mm-hmm.
and at this point, you know, I was just trying out a bunch of different stuff with Counting Stars, and that turned out really well. People seem to really like it. I still get at least a comment or so a day on that video because it's an incredibly popular song. And at this point, I'm like, I'm looking back at the stuff I did at 2013. I'm like, okay, half of this is cringy. Let's get rid of it. Like, I think most of the stuff I uploaded in 2013 just isn't on YouTube anymore because I just don't like it. And if I don't like a PMV that I made in the past and it's not that popular, I'm probably going to delete it. That just tends to be what happens. Is I just like, this is not a well remembered PMV. No one's watching it. No one does blah, so I'll delete it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is from the olden days. And then I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna keep like continuing to improve my craft. You know, I just want to keep getting better. And this is around the time in 2014, right before, no, right after I released Counting Stars, I went to BabsCon, and this is where I met Jay Holler, BVids, most of the people from EFN. I went to BabsCon, met all of those guys there. Con drama aside, it was a pretty fun time.
Oh yeah, that was
Uh,
that year.
yeah,
We'll not talk about
and
that. We'll move on.
we're
Yeah.
not we're not we're not we're not going to talk about that. But you know, that's when I met a lot of those guys, and like just kind of got my foot in the door and started meeting some really interesting people, and I continued to improve my craft. And after Counting Stars, I said the season 4 was it the season 4 finale? Yeah, season 4 finale rolled around and was like, that was amazing. That's another conclusion to Twilight's arc. Let's make a sequel to Princess Sparkle. So I made a sequel to Princess Sparkle,
Mm-hmm.
and it got an okay reception. It wasn't anything like the first one, which I knew wasn't going to happen. People weren't as emotionally invested in what happened with season 4 as they were in season 3. But I
Yeah.
went ahead and made it anyway because it's just like, you know, continuation of the story. Let's make a sequel to my really popular PMV from last year. Why not? And I did another Lindsey Sterling song, and people really liked it. And then I was just like, oh hey, the Burning Con PMV contest is happening again. Let's try something else. Because the year before, I was doing what everyone else was doing, which was a shape video, and everyone did shapes videos back then. So I was just like, you know what? No, I'm going to do something completely different this year. And God, I can't. I hope I'm not getting the person's name wrong, but back in the day, I still kind of had some connections with the GMV community. And there's this editor by the name of X Catnip, who I used to be really close friends with. She had this group project she did for the remake of the song "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." I saw that and I was just like, I wonder if I could put ponies to this shit. And I just kind of did it.
Mm.
I just kind of did it. And then I was just like, let me submit this and see what happens. And back then, I'm just going to refer to him as Justin because that's what I called him, because Lord Pony is not like that memorable of a name. So I get a message from Justin while I'm at Anthrocon that year, because Anthrocon happened right after the deadline. And it's just like, hey, okay, so you technically didn't follow the rules. I don't remember what exactly I did, but he's just like, this video is so amazing. Can you just, as soon as you can, send me like an updated thing, fix this thing that's breaking the rules, and then submit it again? I was like, oh yeah, sure, thanks. He's just like, this is one of the best PMVs I've ever seen. I really want to see this shown at BronyCon if we could get this to work. And I was like, okay. So
What rule are you breaking?
yeah, I think I put like my name in the no, because that wasn't a rule back then. I don't remember what I did that supposedly broke the rules. But he's just like, fix this and then send it in again.
Okay.
I was like, okay, so I did that. And month after Anthrocon, BronyCon happens, and the PMV contest comes up, and we're going through the drama category, and this is where the Excel PMV comes in.
Right.
Because the Excel PMV got third. And shout outs to Skydash, because that is still like within like our small like PMV group of friends. That video is still talked about to this day. We really wish he had uploaded it like publicly to his channel, but he never did.
Yeah.
It's very sad. But Skydash, for all intents and purposes, Skydash deserved to win first place that year, but I guess he didn't because it was kind of like a concept that was really neat and it was really impressive, but it could have been fine-tuned, I guess is why it didn't win.
Yeah. Fun fact, Skydash was actually my PMV reviewer for my old podcast. So Sky's an amazing dude. Yeah, he's been, if I don't know if you have maintained in touch with him, but he is doing okay-ish still.
Good to hear.
Yeah, he had there was a time I believe he actually had ran away from home because his parents were just getting to that point. But as far as his Facebook says, yeah, he's better off right now. So yeah,
it's good to hear.
Yeah, he's good, great guy.
Great guy, super talented. Glad to hear he's doing okay. But so yeah, I see the Excel PMV and I'm just like, this is so cool. There's no way. And then like second place wasn't even a PMV, but it's made by a guy that's kind of a friend of mine, goes by the tag Standing Leaf. It was kind of like a short story of sorts, and it had some custom animation stuff to it.
Yeah, Leaf.
And I saw those two, and I'm like, okay, whatever first place is has to be really, really cool because I there's no way I placed. At this point, I'm just like, there's no way I placed. Everything I've seen this far is better than my video. Lo and behold, I got first place that year, and like a year ago, the concept of winning a BronyCon PMV contest was like, or a category, not just the whole contest, but just a category, was just like an impossible feat to me. I was like, there's no way this is ever going to happen. I'm not talented enough. I'm not creative enough. And lo and behold, I won. I won drama. And I was like, wow, okay, this is really cool. I'm happy to see that. And that just kind of started my trend of, okay, I'm just going to keep remaking the same video over and over again for the next 2 years. Because that's kind of what happened.
It's the working formula.
Yeah. Basically, after Everybody Wants to Rule the World, I uploaded... Oh no, that's right. After BronyCon that year, I started up the Collaboratory. Because I technically started accumulating people for the Collaboratory, which, for those of you who don't know, it's a collab group on YouTube that I founded, created, and still run to this day. But I started assimilating people into it. I started dragging people in, and BronyCon was where I did a lot of the recruiting, because I was just like, I talked to Justin, Lord Pony there. I talked to the linker, who was just like super into the idea. He's like, oh my god, yeah, that's going to be really fun. I roped Jake Wyman into it at that con. Like, I just talked to a bunch of people, and they were like, yeah, this sounds like it could be fun. And then like, just by time September rolled around, I had a crew, and I was like, okay, let's just do this. Let's pick a song and roll with it, see what happens. And then the rest is history on that one. And also at BronyCon that year, I got invited to Ponies the Anthology 5, I think is what we were on. Yeah, because they quote unquote premiered 4 sort of at BronyCon. Just 4 is like the joke anthology, the one that's only like 20 minutes long or something like that. And I got roped into anthology there, and I just kind of took a break from making my own stuff for a while. Like I made one PMV in late January of the next year. Most of everything else there was just like stuck me working on getting the Collaboratory off the ground, trying to figure out what I want to do for anthology, all this good stuff. And yeah, just kind of from there, it's just like I kind of fumbled around mostly in group projects. I uploaded a PMV here and there. I'm not gonna lie, none of them are really all that special. My own solo PMVs, I'm not really happy with any of them up until October of last year.
So
No,
Control then.
yeah, nothing relevant really happened. I just kind of shifted my gaze a little bit. I was having a little bit more fun working on solo or on the group projects that I was involved in. Collaboratory really started to take off from there, because like I basically when basically the big moment that made me go, okay, this is kind of more interesting to me now, was when the city, the collab by the Collaboratory, got #1 on the top 10 ponies of the top 10 pony videos of the month. PMVs never get #1. They're very rarely even seen on the list at all, and we got #1. I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. People clearly really like what we do.
Yeah.
So I shifted my focus to that. I got involved in running the PMP contest that year, and now we're getting to the point where we're going to talk about the meme I was talking about earlier. So basically, we're getting everything together. We've got the collab by the Collaboratory, Don't Stop, which still to this day, our #1 most popular video. It's got like 1.3 million views,
1.
something
8.
like that. My man here, he's got the stats.
I do my research ahead of time. You've actually topped the overtime PMV collaboration video too, which is actually older. So congrats on that.
Oh wait, we actually topped overtime?
Yep.
I was part of that one too.
Oh, there you go. Well, to be fair, the growth for Don't Stop was much more rapid than that one. So
it was much more rapid. Yeah. Overtime just kind of accumulated views as it went along. Also, it helps that Cash was very popular and still is very popular. So anyway, I'm rambling. So basically, I'm running the PMV contest, and this doesn't occur to me until Ganny, who is my current roommate and probably can consider him my best friend at this point, says to me. Pretty much, most people they've started a running joke now where he's like referred to as "quote unquote" Dex's friend rather than Ganny, which started at this con this year. It's just like, oh, it's Dex's friend. Like,
nah, he's Ganny to me, but that's
he's
funny.
Ganny's awesome guy, love him to death. Ganny points to my laptop that I have, which the laptop that I was referring to, where I was trying to run After Effects and stuff on it, same laptop. This is 2 years later, after when it was already starting to shit a brick, and Ganny goes, Dex, why are you using your terrible laptop? I was like, don't worry, I got this. I'd already tested it. All the videos were playing fine. And so we start playing the collab, which is a remix of the song Don't Stop by Foster the People. Right away, when the video starts, it glitches, stops the audio, and then resumes the video like a few frames later on. Like, and I'm just like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. And it keeps doing this throughout the entirety of showing off Don't Stop. And it would be like, don't stop, don't stop. It would stop right on the word stop. It would stop in the video. And it would keep doing this throughout the entirety of the premiere of Don't Stop. And this is something that all of us have worked so hard. You know, we worked really hard to get this video done. A lot of people really had fun working on it. It's a fun song. We were like, yeah, everyone's going to love this. And it keeps stopping while we're showing it off.
Wow.
And I'm there with Mr. Deloop, Jack DC93, and The Linker, they've all traveled from other countries. Linker from Canada, Deloop and Jack from
UK.
UK, and we're just all face on the table. We're just laughing so hard because we're just like, oh my god,
Any other
why is
video?
it? And so we keep we finish the video, and it's just like, I swear to god, like, I've played this video so many times and it's never done that. It didn't stop. It never stopped when I was showing it before, because I showed the collab to a bunch of people in like hotel rooms and stuff, and because I wanted to make sure that something like this wasn't going to happen, and
Right.
it happened anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, whatever, we're stuck with it. Let's just roll with it and keep moving forward.
Technology works the least when you need it to.
Yeah,
It's a
and
rule of thumb.
it would just keep glitching the whole way through. Everyone was laughing. The panel itself was a fun time in spite of the technical difficulties. I wouldn't even say in spite. It was because of the technical difficulties. That's why everyone had such a blast with it.
I could imagine, yeah.
And we get to drama, and we're showing off second, third place in drama. I don't know. And it's this really slow, emotional show clip based PMV, kind of like what I do in some regards. And at one point, it's just like this slow piano ballad is, playing, and then suddenly pops up right in the middle of the PMV. Windows 7 would like to update. Would you like to postpone, or like just right there in the middle of the screen, and everyone just loses it. Everyone's just laughing so hard. And I'm just like, I just click the video to hide the update thing. So, and this is what's been causing the videos to stop the whole time.
Yeah.
And I just, I quickly dispose of that. I'm just like, okay, it's gone for now. And then I pause after the video is over, and I'm just like, okay, let me just take care of this, and I tell it to postpone it for 4 hours. And everyone like starts applauding, and then Deloop is just like, I'm half expecting the laptop to catch on fire. and that just killed me.
Sounds like the start to a great meme.
That's from there. It caught on. Everyone was talking about the meme for a little bit. It wasn't a huge meme like fireflies or anything like that, which we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
But it just, it got to the point where people outside of like the PMV community, like I was talking to someone from like the local Brony community, and they were just like, I heard that you guys accidentally caused a meme at the PMV panel. I was like, oh no. Like, I'm just like, oh god, no.
It's spreading.
And I think that had something to do with Don't Stop just launching kind of into popularity, because like that got like number 2 on the top 10 pony videos of the month, right behind Anthology 5. Like, and that was just kind of like, wait, really? like really? That one? Okay.
Yeah.
And then I kind of kept, focus on the Collaboratory for a bit, but after that disaster of a PMV panel, and then we had a disaster of an Anthology premiere that year too, because that was when we all got shoved behind the projector.
Yeah.
And they shut up, they turned on the lights during the credits and made everyone leave. And Soul had worked so hard on those credits. Shout outs to Soul. He made some pretty awesome credits for Anthology 5, and they didn't get to show them off. And then, just kind of from there, Collaboratory just kind of kept trucking along. I kind of kept an ear out to see if, if there was going to be another anthology, which, as we all know, there was.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of kept moving on along. We made Witchcraft. I don't think I made No, I released Fancy later that year. That's what happened. Fancy, the video where sometimes I watch it and I love it, and I'm so happy with myself, and then sometimes I go back and watch it and I hate it, and I wish I never made it. One of those videos where it just depends on how I'm feeling this week and whether or not I actually like it or not.
Yeah.
And 2016 happened. and not really. 2016 was just kind of a lull for everything. I, honest to God, can't remember if I made anything was outside of Collaboratory up until BronyCon. Because once BronyCon rolled around, I was like, I was not in charge of the PMP contest, so I was like, okay, let me see if I can throw a video in and see how it does. And I won drama again. I just won drama again. It was apparently a split decision between my video and the Best in Show video for Best in Show. Shoutouts to Destiny by the Space Pony, possibly the best PMV of all time. But it was apparently
Great guy.
oh yeah, Cat's amazing. And
also, one thing, Light, are you sure you're not a drama major?
well, it's funny because after that, I just kind of coined the term drama king. Because I won drama 2 years out of every year that I've entered drama. I won drama, and I just kind of was just like, still the king, haha. After I won it, and people were like, yeah, drama king, and it was just like fitting in more ways than another. And shout outs. I think that's Ryan in the chat. Shout out to Ryan complimenting my impression of Deloop. Just stereotypical British. Sorry, just went over and checked the chat real quick.
No worries. Speaking of the chat, actually, once I kind of get through with this right here, we'll open up the 2 chat questions soon, so you'll get to hear Light answer them live and with his voice, his vocal cords, that sort of thing. So hopefully he doesn't lose them by the end of this. So we'll start then as soon. So I don't mean to cut you off, Light, but I do have a few others I want to get through with this. So we'll speed things up a long way here for a bit. So,
well, there's not too much. Basically, I won drama that year, and then I got invited to make the opening ceremonies video for Ponyville Cider Fest in 2016, and that is when Control happened. Currently, my 3rd most popular PMV. It's like
not even a year old.
Not even a year old. Just speeding bulleting its way to like my most popular PMV, because that is like, I don't know why. Like, I think it's my also apparently you're quiet, Loyal.
Yeah, no, I just turned it up, so hopefully
hopefully
should be better.
But like just that is like by far like the biggest climb in views I've ever seen in a video of mine. I don't know why. I think it's my best work. Probably my best work. But just, wow. In a community that was quote unquote presumed dead, it's kind of refreshing to see a PMV that's kind of more basic get that popular. Makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I parentheses love myself for the feel good category in the contest this year, and I won again. I have a trophy finally.
Yeah.
I have like some sort of like reputable like remembrance of PMVs, and yeah, that's pretty much my pony content. Worked on the anthology, did a bunch of stuff for Collaboratory, kind of drifted away from, but now I'm kind of shifting my focus. I'm kind of splitting up the responsibility of Collaboratory between myself and a bunch of other people now. So it's like, we've got a decent amount of people that want to make stuff for the channel. I don't have to head everything anymore, which is really nice. So I could just take a step back and let other people run stuff while I just kind of focus on building my own channel back up.
There you go.
So.
Okay. So as far as the process of PMV making goes, I'm curious, like, what are the struggles that you've like faced over the years when making them? Like, any notable things?
Actually sitting down and making the goddamn PMV. Most of the time, as I was saying earlier, my creative process is my biggest blessing, but also my greatest curse. Is I will sit on an idea, a song, something for so long. Control, like Charlie, the head of Ponyville Cider Fest, hit me up like in July and asked me if I wanted to be community guest and if I wanted to make something for the con. And I said, yeah, sure. I'd love to do like opening ceremonies or something like that. That'd be really cool. And it went off. It went off really well, but I made the video about within the last 2 days before the deadline.
Jeez.
Control most of my videos, that's how the creative process goes. I'll sit on the idea. I know exactly what I want to do with every little thing. It's actually finding the time and desire to sit down and do it and get it done. And Control was one of those things where it worked out to its advantage because I had a simpler concept in mind for it. It worked. But there are some times where I'll sit on the idea for too long and past the point where the song slash idea isn't relevant anymore. Like Fancy, where Fancy I sat on that idea and even had some of it made for a good year, and then just kind of cleaned it up over a week, and then uploaded it, and then no one liked it.
You can't win them all sometimes. Okay, so back to what you're mentioning with you being the drama king there. So I guess that would be a decent explanation to why a lot of your works seem to have a very serious tone to them. But so would you say that was due to the fact that because you've had success with it, or something else entirely?
um, if you yes to both. When I started getting success to it, I was just like, okay, this is a little bit more fun. It's not as much glaring like effects and stuff. It's just kind of like appreciating the footage for what it is, and people seem to appreciate that more. And I'm not gonna lie, what people appreciate does kind of drive what I make, because I'm an attention whore. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
gonna put it out for the record. I'm an attention whore. I like getting compliments from people. I'm one of the people that actually does go back and read comments from people because I love to hear feedback. I love to hear what I'm doing wrong, but I also love to hear what I'm doing right, because it's a nice little ego boost from someone that's just been struggling with self worth and depression and shit like that my whole entire life. I won't delve too deep into that, but just reading a nice comment every now and again, it keeps me going.
Mm-hmm.
And and my lifestyle did for a good while reflect what I made, because there's good period for like outside of the horse fandom from like late 2014 into early 20, most of all of 2016, where I just was doom and gloom. I was just not, things weren't going too well. And then things are seeming to take a brighter turn. I'm going to start making a little more upbeat stuff because I moved from the dreary depression that is Baltimore over to Minneapolis. I moved in with my buddies Jay Holler, and Ganny. I live with these two geniuses now. We got a townhouse and we're doing pretty well. And so I'm hoping to break away from. I enjoy making the dramatic stuff, but it's just like, I want to break away and do more stuff, because making the same thing over and over again, it's just, it's not as fun.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's see. Let's see. So before I want to, let's see. So actually, I'm gonna open the chat questions now. So for anybody who's actually tuning in right now who has specific questions for Light, as again, as long as they're not racist or like outright being offensive, you can ask them. And while you do that, I will have a few more. I will finish up with him there. We'll kind of go along with that routine, and then once we kind of exhausted them, we will wrap this up. So while they are chugging away there, I have one other question before we move on to more collaboratory based ones. So
Mm,
for I'm curious, as someone who's been at the PMV making game for such a long time and has had, as you've quite explained, great success in it. What would you say makes a successful PMV per se, uh, to someone who's new?
um, so it's basically, as far as PMVs go, there's a bunch of different, like, when it comes to editing in particular, I noticed that there's a lot of strong opinions about what should be what, how X should be done, and basically, I approach PMVs the same way I approach like music. Like, I'm a big music nerd. I listen to music all the time, always like delving into music. I'm a big fan of Anthony Fantano, if you know who that is. He reviews music all the time, always introducing me to new artists. And there's a certain criteria I have set for every little thing. And when it comes to PMVs, it's just like when it comes to show clips, you have to keep your cuts. You have to cut things at appropriate times. You have to have some sort of sync. You can't just lay footage over music and expect people to like it, because it's lazy. That's just lazy. You need to sync it up in some way. You have to have what's on screen matching what's being said in the song. You have some beat sync here and there. When it comes to typography, use eye-appealing fonts. Don't use things that are obnoxious, but don't use things that are overly simple either. You want to have a nice thing. You want to have a good bit of visual variety. Same thing could be said for like the motion graphics kind of like PMVs with the shapes and the lines and stuff. You want to always try to see if you can bring something interesting. And of course, you want to fine-tune what you already have. You don't want to overblow your video with a bunch of concepts and ideas that aren't fully fleshed out. You want to take what you have and just go with it. And basically, there's just a bunch of different genres of PMVs, and as long as you're happy-ish with what you make, I don't see why you need to change it unless you're getting bored of it or whatever. But those are just my like personal, like, this is what I think should be done for certain things, for certain different subgenres of PMVs, if you want to go about it that way.
Gotcha. Okay. So we have a few chat questions here. I'll read off a few. So we have Tawanel. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm trying my best. I apologize. Will you be doing videos with llamas anytime soon?
With llamas with hats?
Capital L. So I imagine it's a person, not actual the animal llama.
Eventually, I guess. I don't know. When I get ideas. I'm not sure I quite understand the question. Sorry.
Okay. Omega Ozone says, who is best witch and why is it Susie? Sucky? Susie? I don't know how to say it.
Susie, Susie, so you see, we all have opinions, but opinions can be wrong, and that is an incorrect one, and that's fine. But I can't really say that I have a favorite witch yet, or who I have an opinion on who best witch is, but I know it is not Susie.
Okay. A question for me. I imagine this is Little Witch Academia.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I watch it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not groundbreaking, but it's a pretty solid show.
Okay. Cool.
It's basically a high school anime, but it's Harry Potter world now. And it's a lot of fun. It's a good show. I do recommend it. I'm only about 4 or 5 episodes in, and but I do like it quite a bit.
Nice. Tyrell asks, what is the best kind of sus?
So the best kind of sus is just a good. You want to get the good emphasis on the U. You just want it to, you don't want sus. You want sauce. You want just a good sus. You want to have it quick, brief, and snappy.
I approve of this. Who would win in a fight between a beaver and a platypus?
What are these questions?
I don't know.
A platypus, duh. Platypussy. Platypus. Platypus eye. I don't know. Platypus.
Platypi.
It would win, hands down.
Omega Ozone. Do you still swoosh?
Of course, I always swoosh right in. I swoosh on out. I swoosh everywhere. Swoosh is love. Swoosh is life. For those of you that don't know, swoosh is a YouTube poop reference.
Oh, that's lightning. Jesus Christ.
Oh, hello.
Wow. I just saw a white flash before my eyes and suddenly loud noise. Oh, I didn't know we were having storms here today. Thank you, New Jersey. Okay. Donnell is asking, why do you sometimes make a sound that sounds like a goose being attacked by a lawnmower?
I actually do have an origin story for this. So for those, for those that don't know me in real life or talk to me all the time, I kind of have this quirk where if someone like says something that either sounds like my name, or someone talks to me and they catch me off guard and like I have no idea what they just said, or if they just call my name at random, I'll respond with a huh. Like that's just a thing I do. And basically, for those, I'll give a bit of a backstory. I grew up with my cousin Sierra, because my grandparents took me in when I was a little baby because my parents were very young, and they just didn't know what they were doing with the kid, and they didn't want to not be able to see me ever, so they, let my grandparents raise me,
Oh,
and my grandparents kind of took in my cousin as well out of a very iffy situation. Basically, Sierra and I grew up, and we would have these things that every now and again. And originally, she was the one that did this, but she didn't like have the goose sound effect. It basically, I would just be like, Sierra, Sierra, did you do the dishes? Sierra, Sierra, and like she'd be like off in her own little world, and I'd be like, Sierra, and she'd be like, huh? Like it would just be this very loud, huh? Every time. And I eventually started doing the goose noise to kind of mock her for it. So she go, huh? I go, huh? But then eventually I started doing it just
ah,
out of reaction. So like Sierra would just be like, you know, hey Dexter, did you bring the dogs in from outside? I'd be like, huh? And she would laugh. And I just eventually it just became a knee jerk reaction, and then from there it just evolved into my that thing. That I don't know why that has an origin story, but it does. So thank my cousin Sierra for having the goose noises.
impressive. Question from me: why is Jay Holler such a brony dad?
Because he's old. You hear that? You're old.
Follow up to this, Mega Ozone. How do you deal with Holler on a daily basis?
I do. I'd probably do the. I do the same thing that he does. We drink copious amounts of alcohol so we can put up with each other.
All right. Finally, a somewhat normal question. Chalk Unicorn asks, "What's your favorite episode of Horse?"
Pinky Pride.
Good
Pinky
taste.
Pride.
Good taste.
That's easily my favorite episode. Followed by every little thing she does.
Yeah. You see, you might as well be my twin, my
And
far more
then
talented twin.
I kind of think it's overrated, but I do enjoy A Perfect Pair. I think that's probably unarguably the like overall quality wise best episode, but I don't watch it a lot because it makes me feel things that are sad. But
Hmm.
it is a very good episode, an amazing episode actually.
It's an amazing episode, though I do actually somewhat agree with you on the overrated aspect for it. Don't be wrong. I'm not hating on it. I'm not saying it's terrible. If you like your episode, it's great. But I was not quite as like, oh my god, like best episode ever. Hell, like now we got freaking people like Zadris like looking to make a like pear pear butter tulpa
Oh
or
my
something.
god.
I don't think they were serious, but I know wrong. I love Zadris. It was just like I was just like, wow, people really, really love this horse. I feel like they love the horse from the episode more than the actual episode sometimes.
I love the episode as a whole, but pear butter is her name Pear Butter? I don't remember.
Yeah, or Buttercup or AJ Mom.
Mama AJ, she is perfection. I'm sad that she's like pretty much confirmed dead because she's gorgeous. She's
As
one of
they
my
say, too good for this world.
she's too perfect for this world.
Yeah. So let's see. This was felt that llama question. It was no, it's the animal. Just a picture of real llamas set to the song "We Built This City." I guess they
We
want to
built
make a
this
PMV.
city on rock
Rock
and
and
roll.
roll.
If I'm gonna make a song by that band, I'm gonna make a song from back when they made good music and they were called Jefferson Airplane
Mm,
instead of Jefferson Starship. I'm sorry, music nerd. Anyway,
it's all good. How is Desk doing tonight? Again by Tyler
I
Nail.
refuse. I refuse to acknowledge this question because I refuse to let Tao here get a point. And basically, there's a game that Ganny has started, and I fucking hate him for it.
Uh,
Basically, my my real life nickname, because I'm not going to talk about my actual real name on the show here, but my real life nickname that most people call me by is Dex. And Ganny just came up with this game, I guess, after one night when he continuously drunkenly called me Desk, and I would respond to it. He just kind of came up with this game where every time that you can call me Desk, and I acknowledge it,
You get a
and
point.
like I acknowledge it, you get a point. So that's kind of where that started, and like it kind of died off for a bit. It used to just be an in joke between me and Ganny, but then Draft got a hold of it.
Oh boy, it's all over now.
And it just evolved from there, because Draft is a lover of good puns. And Draft is probably like tied with Ganny for the most points. Like Draft gets me with it, like almost every real life interaction we've ever had. He'll get me with it.
He is that kind of person.
Yeah, yeah. Hell, I think the first time that we bumped into him after I moved to Minnesota, he caught me with it. I'm just like, God damn.
Well,
So
it could be worse things. I imagine that Jay gets drunk and beats Light while Gainy cries in the corner every night.
no, okay,
Oh,
here's what happens. We all get drunk. Jay cries in a corner, and Ganny beats me.
oh,
That is the real depiction of what happens when we get drunk.
damn.
That, or Jay just gets drunk and is loud and bombastic, and Ganny beats me, and I'm the one crying in the corner while Ganny beats me.
Well, shit.
Uh,
Huh. Okay.
disclaimer: Ganny does not actually beat me.
Okay. I wasn't worried, but yeah, it's fair.
No, it's
Wait,
an
are you
in-joke
talking
of
Din's
sorts.
Fire? Wait, are you talking about the desk game? It's the best game.
Oh, piss off, Dan.
Din's, were you the one who made the New Jersey joke in Anthology 6?
No.
No, I thought you said it was him.
No.
No.
I thought it was Din. I don't know who made it, actually.
Oh. Whoever made that, God bless you. As someone from New Jersey, God bless you. um
Oh, it
anyway,
was the angry guy. Okay, angry guy made
angry
that one.
guy. Huh. I'll have to go look at their stuff then, because that got me. That my girlfriend and I both, that got us pretty good. So,
Angry guy made something like 50 shorts for Anthology. So
wow.
not all of them got in, but he made a bunch.
Well, I'll have to go give them a look then.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. I just knocked over something. Oh, no, nothing important. So we got, well, anybody, yeah, for those who are still watching, again, you can ask questions in the chat. I'm gonna ask a few more here from my list that I have going on right now. And anyway, so let's see. So as far as the Collaboratory goes, so I think we kind of covered Don't Stop being, I guess like that one caught on because of like how like the trend of music was going, would you say?
I think the meme helped.
That,
The
yeah,
meme helped it.
definitely.
A bunch of people end up like going home, because a lot of people, when they watch something at a con, it goes one of two ways. Either they go, that was cool, and they never watch it again, or they were like, I want to see that again because of X. And I think that helped, because like, first off, a bunch of people went back and watched it because it didn't show all that well at the convention because of the technical issues, but also because like meme got around, like as I was saying, people that weren't even at the panel heard about
Heard about
the
it.
technical
Yeah.
issues. So I think it just kind of caught on from there. I think that it was also just, a lot of people, like, okay, all this time happened and it was like number 7 on the top 10 of whatever month it was. And then the city happened and it was number 1. And like a lot of people are just kind of anticipating, oh, what are they going to do next?
Mm-hmm.
And then that happened, and I think part of it being between the meme, it being a really catchy song, being a part of like EDM that was really popular. Fat Rat is a really popular producer right now,
Yeah.
and he kind of blew up after this. I think we have more views than the official like upload of that track.
God
Oops.
damn.
Um,
Like it's impressive for those who make it. It's also, I can imagine it's kind of um not insulting, but it's like, oh,
well,
this video got bigger than my actual release, but hey,
uh,
I mean,
uh,
you're still getting reception for it. So I mean, at the same time, it ain't too bad.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. Like we always properly source stuff, although I don't know if I did that for the latest collab. Oh no. Um, we
Oh,
usually properly source stuff. I always try to find links to link people back to like the person that uploaded it, not some random person uploading the song that has like 5 million views or whatever. I try to link it to the official artist
right.
if people want to go listen to more music by them.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, I think that all those elements combined. Plus, that was during like what I call the PMV boom of 2015, where just PMVs were just really popular that year.
Yeah.
2015 was a good fucking year. Damn it.
Not for me, but that's a whole other story that
Yeah.
doesn't belong on this interview
For,
here.
for 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 content creation,
No,
let's go
no.
that route.
I mean, hell, it was a great year. I mean, heck, that was the highest Brony ever made there. Uh, what,
10K.
10K and plus 11.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm actually curious when you guys in the collaboratory, how do you go about picking which tune you're gonna do for the next video? Like, How do you like come to a conclusion with the group?
So the try and true method, but we're gonna start doing other stuff of trying to find other ways because if you haven't noticed, we at the collaboratory we have a striking wide variety of songs ranging from EDM to EDM to EDM to Snow Patrol to EDM to EDM.
Yeah.
Like so I'm gonna try to like implement a new system here, but basically what happens is I put up a Google Doc and I'm like, guys, suggest a song, a single song, and then everyone suggests a song, and I'm like, okay, guys, vote yes or no on the song. And like I'll compile it all and be like, vote yes or no on the song, and then whatever gets the most votes wins, and if something's really close for second, we do both.
Okay.
So all this time it's funny because I voted no on all this time. Because I was just like, I don't see how this could work. I don't think this is going to work for a PMP. So I said no to it. I was the only person that said no.
Huh.
Everyone else was like, yeah, let's try it.
Hmm.
And then we've just kind of kept that system in check since then. Because the second poll we did, all this time, or the city and Don't Stop tied for a vote. So we're like, okay, let's do both. We'll do the city first, and then we'll do Don't Stop at BronyCon.
All
And
right.
then we just kind of we've kept that system going for eons, but now I'm thinking of implementing something else because I'm tired of editing EDM. I am really tired of editing EDM or electronica music of any variety at this point. I want to try to see if we can get us to do something different that isn't like a slow emotional song like Chasing Cars.
Gotcha. All right. What all did Desk bring home from BronyCon this year?
No point for you. And let's see. I brought home a trophy.
This question was from Tano, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Um, I'm not gonna let him or you get a point though.
Oh, I wasn't even
uh,
trying, but I'll keep that in mind for
brought
next year if I
home.
remember.
I brought home a few pins, a bottle opener, but mostly I brought home a wall scroll of Starlight that a lot of people keep trying to point out this is too saucy, and I'm like, she's just sitting in a beach chair. She's not. She's
Wait,
not being
the
saucy.
one by Deshow?
I think so.
That's who I got my body pillow from. It ain't saucy. What the hell are they talking about?
And then I the little shit. Where is she? Oh, she's sitting on the stairwell. Uh, bought a $350 beanie or
Oh,
bean plushie of Starlight Glimmer because it was reformed, and the person that made the plushies like was really 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 sweet, and I was already sold on it, and I said screw it and bought it. Little shit.
mm-hmm.
I just keep calling her that because it's just like, you little shit. I'm so broke because of you right now. But it
Yeah,
was worth it because she's adorable. I'm sure if you guys follow me on social media, you've seen the pictures of her. She's adorable. She was worth every penny. Don't tell me that she's too small because it was worth it to me.
I know what you mean, man. It was the same thing with the pillow because it's like, yeah, I understand. This is really
Oh,
weird. You know, like I tweeted this. You know, I was like, I'm like, yeah, already home and already disappointing my entire family. You know, but like it's so comfy. It was so worth it. You know, it's like my mom was like, "Hey, why don't you just buy a regular body pillow?" I'm like, because it's just a regular body pillow. You just answered the question. Like this isn't something you just buy at a regular old store. You know.
um, I also was purchased by a dear friend of mine a cover for a Pinky Docky. So
Oh, is that?
thanks, Tao. because
Oh,
I roomed with Tao at BronyCon this year, so that's one of the things I brought home.
that explains a lot.
Huh?
Is that the one that was posed like seductively in the bed?
Mm-hmm.
That was funny to see.
Uh, it was quite the thing to see when I walked into the room and I was like, "Hello, Pinky. That is where I'm supposed to sleep. Get out of my way."
Hmm. Wow. Not putting horse all over a room. Not
I
living
do
alone.
have I do have horse all over my room though. I have like
I
my
don't because
wall
I
of.
share my room with my brother, so I can't because it's not technically my room. It's half.
If you want a Rip Dex mug, I'm pretty sure it's still up on. Oh dear.
There's a Rip Dex mug.
Oh yeah. There's a that's another meme.
Wow.
I'm involved in a surprising amount of memes. So I'm holding currently a pillow that says Rip Dex. From BronyCon 2014, when all like a bunch of the anthology guys, we all got to meet each other and stuff, and
Hmm.
we got this group picture, and I made my staple like dumb stupid face, and basically Jake just clipped it and put Rip Dex on it, and it just kind of blew up from there. Still used as a joke to this day because we have a pillow, we have a mug, and Towel over there has a tote bag of my face.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I don't know if that's sad or impressive.
Yes,
Yes. Awesome. Where is store for Dex merch?
I can link it.
Wow.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I've got a mechanical keyboard.
Dude, you think you're loud? Prince Whatever is like not only is he an insanely fast typer, but his keyboard is ungodly loud. I guess it
Prince,
fits his
whatever.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't get enough time to go through it, but I'm actually curious. Like, so have you done? So have you? Are your PMVs all exclusive to actual non-horse music?
Huh?
Have you done any horse music PMVs? Let me rephrase it to that.
No. Not by choice. There.
Oh,
Okay,
your
I
link's being
did.
deleted.
Yeah, my links are being deleted.
Just send it to me in Discord. I'll put it in the chat.
I already sent it to you in Discord.
Oh,
So.
yeah. You know what? Streamer modes. Yeah. Okay. And throws in chat. Here you go.
Yep.
Yeah, I just
So
have it so people don't post stupid shit.
that's all good.
Anyway, so as you were saying, horse music PMVs or the lack of or whatever.
So, I haven't gone out of my way to make a pony music video or pony music
Oh
PMV
boy.
because I'm not as big into the scene as I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about it multiple times. I was gonna do a like shapes kind of technical PMV with Party with Pinky VIP by Alex S. Because
Classic.
it's a good fucking song. Never got around to it because I'm just like, oh my god, this song is so long. What would I do?
It is a long song.
I did have an original concept, and I might still do this one. With Alex S's new handle Andromulus, he made the song called Montero, which is basically just a
Yes,
bunch of. It's a bunch
dude.
of. It's a bunch
Please
of.
do
It's a bunch.
that.
It's a bunch of, for those that don't know, it's a bunch of 80s songs kind of remixed together. It's incredible. It's an incredible fucking song. I love it. And I
So
can't,
underrated.
it's so good. And I had an idea, and this was originally what I was going to submit to the PMP contest, but I didn't have enough time to really work out all the kinks. But it's going to be pretty much a PMV with a bunch of 80s-esque aesthetics to it. And I think I'm still going to do it.
Please, please do because honestly, Montero, it's one of my favorite works by him, but especially under his new handle, and it's criminally underviewed. I mean,
It's
his
so
his new stuff that's like more to pop culture is great, but like that one is like, I knew some of the songs from my own parents that played, but even still, it was just incredible to hear. And with what you're describing already sounds incredible. So I really hope you actually go through with that if you
So
do.
so how the video is gonna start is like it's gonna be really tacky, but like I'm gonna use like the PS2 downstairs because you know how the song starts with like the mechanical sound of him like putting a cassette tape in.
Yep.
So like I'm gonna have like a CD that says something on it. I'm gonna put it in the PS2, and then I'm gonna pan like with the camera. I'm gonna pan up to the TV we have downstairs, and just kind of have slowly start zooming in on it as the PMV starts, and have something similar for the end of it. So I've got a few ideas on how it's gonna work. It's just I actually have to sit down and do it. It's
Yeah,
gonna be really it's
like
gonna be
every great
really
project.
yeah, it's gonna be really cool when I actually do it, though. I think it'll probably turn out to be one of my best videos. I just have to do it.
Do it.
Yeah, do
That sounds
it.
awesome. Yeah, I support it. Even though it doesn't exist, I support it.
And also, I want to promote that song. I want to promote Alex's new music. Be like, hey guys, I know it's not pony music, but Alex's music. It's still good. It's still really good music. Like, go listen to it.
It is, I'll admit, be the first to admit, I get it. His quote unquote leaving the fandom was not one of the best ones, but I've seen far worse. And I mean, he still had, yeah.
Tommy Oliver. Anyway.
Tom, good old Tom. Yeah, yeah, that's a better example there. Um, but like the thing is, yeah, sure, I get it with what Alex is trying to do, everything, but more power to the man because he still at least has like I mean, I don't know, were you there during his set at Brony Palooza on Saturday?
I did not attend any Brony Palooza at all this year.
Okay. I will say I did go because I missed his set in 2014 because I did not know it was happening. If I
Yeah.
had, I would have just said, okay, former girlfriend, you go stay at hotel. I'm going back to convention.
Wait, 2013 or 2014?
14, 13. I was there for that. 13 was 2013's Barney Palooza was off the charts. Awesome.
It
I
was it was
I
awesome, but it was
still
also awful because it was hashtag no jump con.
Yeah, it was, but like let me put it this way. I ended up being near the circle where Philly Poo was dancing, and Philly is yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is there was it was during that year where there's like they had like 20 people a night, or some ridiculous number, and it went to like too late. It went late. It was an
It went
awesome
super late.
time. Like I still put it this way. It's been 4 years. I remember it so vividly. So it was an awesome time. But the
I
point
wish I could
is,
say the same, but I was drunk as shit that night.
no.
All I know is I wound up dancing like right next to oh god, Digibro.
Oh, oh, there's another one, but I'm gonna have a safe on that one. Um, but yeah, no, 2014. I missed a set. Put it this way, it was so great, dude. I ripped the BronyCon footage and I put on MP3, and it's on my phone to this day because I wish I was there for that. Point is, Alex is say what you want about him. He does make great tunes, and I support him. He has some heart behind him to what he does.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Montero, definitely do that. That sounds like an awesome idea. I support it. Um, for those in the chat, are there any other further questions? Because I'm running low myself here, and I think we're about to that point where we're kind of near the end of this whole shindig. So if anybody still has any questions, now is the time to ask them. Otherwise, I will start to wrap things up here. So while they're thinking that, like, I'm actually curious because this is a big thing for a lot of people in this fandom. Is what's your family's reaction or opinion of you uh, being a horse, or I mean, obsessed with horse, I should say.
Um. So at first, let's see. This the reason I kept it on the domo is because I was 16, and I didn't really want anyone IRL to find out. I didn't
Right.
talk about it. I didn't say anything about it. And then the second I turned 18, the second I turned 18, I started pointing out all the characters on like some random pony merchandise. And my grandmother, who she raised me, she was pretty much my parent, was just like, what? I was like, Yeah, those are all the characters. She's like, why do you know all the characters? I was like, because I like that show. This is like, she just, no joke, looked at it, looked at me, looked at it again, looked at me, and she goes, "Are you gay?"
Yeah, that's
And well, being bisexual and not having come out of the closet to her yet, I just kind of goes, maybe. That was my response. Was maybe. Me being 18, I'm allowed to do whatever at this point, but um, I just respond with a very stern maybe, and she just looks at me for a solid minute. She looks at that. She's just like, yeah, there's worse things you could be into. Like that was her response. She's just like, there's worse things. She
I
wasn't.
wish my parents were as rational as her.
And then like I'm very open with my grandmother nowadays because I'm having to live with her. I could talk about like things I'm into and stuff like that.
Right, right.
She's always and after she saw how my morale improved after like my PMVs really took off because she was against the editing for the longest time. She didn't want me editing. And I've been editing since I was 15, and she didn't want me into the editing. She saw what it did to my self-esteem. She's just like, no, I'm not very supportive of this. You need to stop. You're too obsessed with this. Then when the pony stuff really took off, and she saw what it did to my morale, she's just like, I'm really glad you disobeyed me. Pretty much is what she
I'm
said.
glad you didn't listen
She's,
to me.
I'm glad you didn't listen to me. I'm glad that you took off with this, and
But
she's
he
very
didn't
support.
listen.
She's very supportive of it. My mom is also supportive of it. She knows about it too. It's just like basically, she's proud that I was able to make a name for myself in a community where I used to be a nobody.
Right.
You know,
I feel
she's
that.
she's happy that something came of it.
Mm-hmm.
She's happy that when I was a community guest at MLP MSP and Ciderfest, I showed her like the con books and stuff, and she's just like, look. She's like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like she was geeking out with me. She's like, oh my god. So she, even though shout outs to her, for being a strict parent and stuff, and she may have done a bunch of stuff wrong, which I'm not going to get into, but at the end of the day, it's just like when I've needed her a lot. She's been there. She's been very supportive of certain things, and she's been much more tolerable of things since I became an adult. Because she's, I don't want to delve into politics, but she's very right wing, and I'm more leaning towards left. So we clash. We clash ideals a lot. But
In
it's
today's era, politics is the end all. So yes, I understand.
yeah. I mean, I hate talking about them so personally, but it's
I
just like
agree. I agree.
you know, she and I, we butt heads on so many different things. So it's nice to have this one thing where it's something I love doing, and she's supportive of it. So
Awesome. So is it gay for horse or horse for gay?
is it gay for horse or horse for? I don't know.
I'm reaching here with these chat ones. Wow.
Why is your OC a lame Earth? But screw off, Tal. Okay, originally my OC was supposed to be a Pegasus, but the artist kind of missed that note when he drew the reference sheet, and he just made me Earth Pony, and I was like, you know what? No, he looks better without wings. Let's roll with that.
To be honest with you, more power to you for actually having an Earth Pony OC.
Yeah, because everyone's a freaking unicorn or Pegasus. It's just like, you know what? No, I'll just roll with the good old faithful Earth Pone. Let's go.
Yeah. I think it would do, but I've seen artists actually start drawing. I think Delarius was one, or Delarius, however you say it, was the first one I took note of, who started drawing them proportional to kind of. I think his was based more on personality or to like kind of just character wise. But then there was another one I saw recently, actually today, that compare them based on like breed or like their species or whatever you want to call it, their race.
Yeah.
Um, and it, in a way, like I think if the show did more of that, it would actually make more sense. Where if Earth Pones were a little more like stocky, more to their nature, Pegasi were slim and sleek, and unicorns somewhere in the middle. I
Yeah.
think if the show ever somehow evolved, maybe the movie's already kind of pretty much done, said and done, so maybe not that, but that would actually, I think, kind of give it some more uniqueness to it, because I get the point. I get why people, it's just like, oh, Earth Ponies, they make food. Oh, they're like that. They pick us like a fly. And then, hell, I mean, fucking, you get Starlight and Twilight who can fly with magic. So, I mean, really, it's like, who even needs wings? Just be unicorn. But I get the point. But yeah, no, more power to you for that.
Shoutouts to Ozone's comment during that. Thick.
Thick. With two C's. Wow.
But yeah, um, oh, less thick. That's sad.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I have a lot I can keep going through, but I think we've kind of talked quite a bit, to be honest, and
Uh,
quite well at that. You know, I think
you
it's been a good coverage of your endeavors and journey through this fandom, and sounds like it's been quite the journey.
yeah, it's been quite a bit. It's been a long one, lots of ups, a bunch of downs, but as of right now, things seem to keep going up, and we'll see what happens when Cider Fest rolls around, because I may or may not be making something for opening ceremonies again.
A
So
Saber was asking if I was going to that one. I'm contemplating it if he actually ever gets back to me about finding me a roommate.
I I would love to see you there, dude. Because I smaller cons, I usually am able to hang out with more people.
That's
Because
yeah, that's
because
his whole
Brony,
reason.
or it's not that I'm able to hang out with more people. I'm able to spend more time
More
with
time
people.
with them because you
And I'm
don't have
more likely
panels
to
and
get
events and yeah.
well that, and it's like with Ciderfest, it's like everything is confined within the con space. So it's just like, the smaller con space. It's just like, oh hey, I want X person to hang out with me, but I'm at X person party, and I just talk to person. I'm like, hey, my friend, can they come over? And they're like, yeah. And then I just invite people, and it's like, it's much nicer. I love the venue for Ciderfest, by the way. Really
Never
nice
been.
venue.
I keep meaning to go. It's just it's in the middle of my semester, which is the awkward part. But it might be more doable seeing as it's October and not November, like EQLA, which is unfortunate because I'm hearing that it's the last EQLA ever, and I've always
Oh,
wanted
it's
to
gonna
go.
be there's no way there's gonna be another one after this.
Yeah,
There's no way
yeah.
there'll be another EQLA. That's why I'm trying to go, because I've never been to EQLA. I've been wanting to go ever since the first
I'm in the
one.
same way, but if it's like the end of no or near the end of November, that's gonna be a hard sell for me.
Yeah,
Basically on
it's like
travel and the timing of it. I can't fuck this. I gotta get through this whole. I gotta finish my year of college and just
yeah.
get on with my life. Yeah.
I forget, when is it happening again this year. I'm going to look it up real quick because I
Okay.
forget the dates. I've already asked off our work for them, but I don't remember the dates.
That's pretty. It's good planning ahead, though.
Oh yeah, November 17th to the 19th.
Yep.
So
That's what I thought.
yeah,
Right
it's
before
like
Thanksgiving.
what two? It's like 2 or 3 weeks after Ciderfest. I'm gonna try to get all accommodations and shit paid for ahead of time so that I can just go and have a good time and not have to worry about other shit. Good thing
Yeah.
Good thing about Ciderfest is it's within driving distance, so I think Jay and I are gonna drive to Ciderfest, and I don't have to stay an extra day. We're probably gonna leave Sunday nightish.
If I went, I would just be low key, like off the books about it.
Oh no, my cheer squeaks are coming through. Ah.
Oh no. Well, it's game over. Um, and to be honest, I think that was a good time. So if those in chat, yeah, this is it. This has been the Light Leaves Thee. So I'm gonna close off with two questions here, and we will end this. So,
All
Light,
right.
what is the best way for someone to get in contact with you?
So, if you ever want to get in contact with me, if your well, first off, if your question is, can I join the collaboratory? The answer is no. Just kidding. just, just kidding. It's a little inside joke, but basically, I get a question at least a week from someone asking me to join the collaboratory, and 95% of the time they don't even make stuff, so I have no things to judge it based off of. But if you ever want to just hit me up for chat, best way to get a hold of me is on Twitter. I am on Twitter every single day of every single week because I don't know. That's just the social media I lean
It's
towards.
short and to the point.
It's short and to the point. I just tweet about random stuff all the time. Twitter handle is at LightLeavesThee. Otherwise, it's kind of a crapshoot. Not gonna lie. Getting a hold of me on Discord is virtually impossible because I am in way too many servers. So whenever I hear a notification go off, I kind of ignore it. And unless you're a close personal friend of mine, and I get and you're DMing me, I'm probably not going to respond. I do have open DMs on Twitter though, so I do check those more often.
Mm-hmm.
My YouTube. There's is there even an instant messaging service on YouTube anymore?
It is there still, I'm pretty sure, but it's just buried under so much
It's
crap that
buried under
you
so much crap.
no one, dude. I remember the time when I actually used like the messaging system on YouTube. Slide as Ozone just said, sliding right into those DMs. Yeah, those days are long gone. It's if they haven't deleted it already, it's still there, just buried under so much garbage.
Yeah. So. Uh. But yeah, Twitter is really the best way to get a hold of me.
Yeah. All right.
Really want to get my attention, you can check out my Patreon.
There you go. Yeah.
Please give me money.
You need to buy groceries.
I need to buy food for my Starlight Glimmer plushie. She needs food too.
Anyway, so my final question to you would be: how long do you think you'll keep doing what you do with PMVs?
I'm going to go down with the fandom. I keep saying that, like, basically, if I ever stop editing, I'm not gonna leave the fandom. Just because I put too much heart, too much love into the fandom for me to just get up and walk away. I still enjoy the show. I know many people the show's gotten stale for, but I personally love the direction the show has gone in the past year and a half. I personally love everything that they've ever done with the show, really, as far as direction wise. I love that it's, trying to stay afloat and change things up all the time. It's not the show that it was when it started, and I'm okay with that. Uh
This guy gets it.
yeah. I do think that I'm eventually going to break away from PVs a little bit. I do want to start not joining the analyst community because I know there's such a negative connotation to doing that, but I do want to start like talking about episodes and giving a fresh perspective because no offense to the analyst community, they kind of say the same things over and over again, and I'm kind of sick of hearing it. And I
Funny you
want
say that. I actually had a very similar thought before starting this podcast today. And it was actually, I actually, the only reason I'm contemplating it is because it actually, in my opinion, adds something different than what most analyst ones do. So that's pretty, huh. Well, we'll see how that goes then. Alrighty. So, for those who joined us, this has been From the Horse's Mouth. Light, thank you for joining me here. And for those who are watching this now on the YouTube video, go please support this guy. He's not only an awesome dude but a good friend. All this stuff will be in the description, and it's been scrolling across the screen the whole time here between his Patreon, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Go check out his stuff. Go support him. Great dude. Like, glad to have you on.
Thanks for having me, dude. It was fun. I love talking about origin story and stuff in general because I don't know. I find this is so egotistical, but I find my own origin story interesting.
See, you are my twin. Anyway, all right, everybody. Thank you all for joining us, and I wish you all, from Light and I both here, a pleasant evening. Till next time.